hope you are enjoying your on this Monday afternoon right now. I'm just relaxing. About to go bowl a couple games just to get some practice in before I go to my league tonight. And then I'm gonna go back home and relax some more. Today on Monday is my off day because I'm preaching on Sunday, and that's draining. But so today I'm trying to relax on Mondays. So look at this. Once again, another experience with our fourth child. This time, he actually threw my wife's computer on the floor and stomped on it. So what happened was, my wife allowed him to use her laptop, and then I think what happened was the lab started making some loud noises, and he could not figure out why the laptop was making noise and how to cut it off. So he decided to throw the laptop on the floor and stomp on it. Now, this kid is about 230 pounds. So you can imagine, you know, this kid and his feet are big. His feet are wide feet.
In half a mile, continue on to New Jersey 38 West.
When I came home that night, because this happened when I was not home, because he, of course, when he do something wrong, he tried to say, "Hey, Mr. Armstrong, can I talk to you?" Now, my wife already told me what happened, but not really the whole story. So he came home and told me what happened, and he said that he was walking up the stairs and the laptop slipped out of his hand. Now,
continue for 12 miles.
At the time, my wife was home and she was sleeping. She like on the couch. She nodded out, but she didn't hear the noise. So he said it. I said, when did it happen? And then I said, where did it happen at? Then my wife said it happened in the family room. I said, well, guess what? Let's roll back the tapes. Because we have cameras at our home. We had cameras at our home before he was there, and if he was not there, I would still have cameras at our home. And he knows this by now that we have cameras at home. So we was able to roll back the tape, and we were shocked when we seen what he did, because of course his story of him just walking up the stairs and it falling out of his hand did not happen. And I told him, even with that story, I said, you know what, regardless how it happened, when someone gives you something, you are responsible for whether it remains intact, and when they give it to you, you should give it back to them the same way you received it, or the same way they give it to you. And so whether I seen the video or not, I told him that, and I was adamant about that. But I wanted to see the video myself. Now, why is that? Now the screen is kind of cracked. It's still workable. Was I upset? Yes. But what you gonna do? All I told him was that your consequences has action, and once again, this will be cutting into the stuff we will get you for Christmas. I have to let this kid know that your actions have consequences. I'm trying to figure out who raised these children. I mean, so that's why people say, well, you shouldn't do for the money. Oh no. Bring the money in. You need the money because eventually you have to get something repaired. Eventually they're gonna probably do something that's gonna break something. And so the money you receive is part of helping you be able to get things fixed, because when they break stuff, the state don't reimburse you for it. But even though I'm getting paid for it, I still try and tell them, you need to respect people's stuff, because if somebody give you something and you break it, you can be rest assured that that person is not going to give that thing to you again. My goal is to just help them learn for future life. You know, my prayer is that the conversations, the teachings will help them. The same way I would do for our son. I talk to him and teach him, not just for today, but for when he's an adult, 18, and he's now living in the society. Now, the challenge is that he's on the spectrum of autism. So I can see how the loud noise was probably irritating him. But, you know, he still had no right to throw my wife's laptop on the floor and stomp on it. So the next day, I did confront him. Yes, I did confront him. Why? Because children need to be confronted when they do things. As a teaching lesson, especially these kids. So I confronted him, and I showed him the video, and of course, he got kind of mad. I'm like, what you get mad for? Don't get mad. You should feel sorry. Take it in and just admit you messed up. Take accountability for your actions. We all do things that are wrong. The goal is to, one, when you do something wrong, admit that you did it wrong and don't do it again. Matter of fact, I'm gonna preach a message on that next year. Don't do it again. He got mad. You know, I seen him just. I said, you know, but you say it's just that. Then I said, no. I have a question. If I were to take one of your toys and throw it on the floor and stomp on it, would you let me use something else of yours again? And the response was no, because again, I want him to learn to put himself in other people's shoes and understand that you want to treat people the way you want to be treated. And he said no, and you know, so we had a conversation. After that, you know, my wife was there, I was there. I don't think he ever really apologized. But, you know, I want him to just take it in and understand that, you know. Also, we told him, whenever you have an issue, come to us. This is what we are here for. PSA, children, parents are in your life to help you out, to help you figure things out. If you don't know what you're doing, don't take things into your own hands, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna make a bigger mess than what it already is. So, you know, again, I just want to just teach, and hopefully my teachings and our instructions will stick with him, and he will learn to apply them. Now, do I think he'll do something like this again? Probably, because he's a kid. And children have to be taught over and over and over and over again. It's called training. When you train somebody, training means that we do it over and over and over again. Well, so hopefully next time he have an issue, before he take it into his hands, he'll come to us, and So I said, you know what? You should have went to my wife, woke her up, because look at this. He woke her up after he done threw the computer on the floor, stomped on it, and cracked it. We told him, you should have did that before you did all that. And also, again, I always want my kids to understand that, again, I'm here to help. We're here to help. There's nothing, well, I can't say that. I try to tell them, decisions. Be careful of them, because there'll be some decisions you make that I'm not going to be able to help you with. So, before you make a decision, if you don't know something, before you make a decision, come to me, ask a question, let me help you make that decision, because that next decision could be something I can't help you with. And I try to teach him that, and I teach my son that also, that it's okay if you have problems. This is what we're here for. We're here to help you. Hey, Angels, my little niece, this is what we're here for. We're here to help you. So, you know, again, I don't like the fact that he threw my wife's computer on the ground and stomped on it, but, you know, hopefully he can learn from this, and maybe in a couple years he'll be better, and learn how to control his temper, and learn how to control his decision making. But that's another story. I'm sure. Matter of fact, we have more stories coming soon, because I'm enjoying this. I gotta talk to you soon.